If there's no sunshine, what's wrong with the rain? Isn't it the rain that gives you, makes the flowers grow and makes the food grow so you could fill your bellies? Huh? And yet the sunshine is also valuable because it adds the energy to everything that grows. So the combination of both sunshine and rain are important. And I'm referring to life. Appreciate everything. You drop somewhere. I'm referring to life. Enjoy the sunshine and at the same time enjoy the rain. For they are both important. What produces rain in life? The sunshine. It draws up the vapor from the waters to form clouds, which disperses itself in rain. So aren't they both important? They're correlated. And the trouble with people is this, that they do not recognize the correlationship between sunshine and rain. That is important. So when you can form the attitude, the mind, condition the mind rather, sunshine is good, the rain is good, and then you will enjoy life more. That is the secret of life. People normally have a habit of saying, oh, it's so cold today, and all that bullshit. Oh, it's so hot. Not necessary. The whole idea is to accept both in its own particular equality, because they're equal. One produces the other, and the other produces the other. Without the two opposites, sunshine cannot exist and rain cannot exist. If there was no rain, there would be a drought and you'll be starving. And if there was no sunshine, there would be no solar energy to make all your fruits and flowers and food grow. And you need rain as well. And it is the combination of sunshine and rain that creates the minerals in the ground to make the food grow so you can survive. Otherwise, you'll all be dead. Good. Now, what shall we talk about this morning? Any question? Sure. Anything. The handsomest guru in the world. It's actually a joke.
Have any competitions?
I don't. Well, someone had this made for me, and I thought, let me put it on this morning, to have some fun together, a laugh. Life, love, and laughter. That's the principle of life. Good. Your question, dear?
Is there a mic that she
If it can be recorded, would it be? Will you pick up the sound?
Yeah, recording a tape. We're doing it all digitally this morning, so we can't. This mic won't be assisted.
Digital? What does that mean?
Well, it means that it's not working.
But your thingy-bob is working there. Yeah, you could always pick it up onto a tape, you know. Good. Okay, darling.
On a tape, you have said that after death, Jesus and Judas were very close when they no longer had their body. Please explain dimensions of existence after death and how souls travel in groups.
Right, I'll have to write 12 volumes on that subject. There's one great misconception people have that Judas was an enemy of Jesus. It is not true. It is not true at all. He might have pointed Jesus out when the Roman soldiers came and kissed his cheek to say, look, this is Jesus. But there was a great political purpose to it, which people fail to understand. He was protecting the Master from great calamities. And of course, he was the guy that looked after the money. He was the accountant, you know. But that's not important. So when Judas followed around Jesus all over, trudging all those dusty roads throughout the land, teaching and teaching and teaching. And Judas was very important to Jesus. Now, as today and as thousands of years ago, people cannot survive without any funds. I mean, they need food and what have you. They need some rags to put on. Not like this, the handsomest guru. Judas was the man that organized these funds so Jesus could do his work. And at that time, there were 7 women that supported Jesus in his work. Judas was a great advisor of Jesus. He and Jesus used to have long philosophical conversations. And Judas was also an inspiration to Jesus. So please do not underestimate Judas. Don't think he was an evil man. He was not. He was a good man. He was a great help to Jesus' work. Look, I've met many Judases in my life. I can tell you about it. I know. But even if you call it treachery, there was great meaning from which Jesus learned so much. Remember one thing in life, that you don't only learn through pleasure, but you also learn through pain. So Judas might have been a pain in the ass, but he did good. Don't underestimate him. There's another misconception that Judas hung himself. It is wrong. After what had happened with the crucifixion, he threw himself in a well and drowned himself. Now there you are. Learn from this the repentance that he gave his life. For what he thought he had done wrong. Our religion is based on a few factors. And believe you me, I know. I lived in the body of Jesus. So I can tell you. Crucifixion, resurrection. And yet, as I had said before, Jesus never died on the cross. He went into a coma. And thanks to Nicodemus that he got him out from the tomb. And who helped Jesus? It was Judas. So there are many misconceptions people have. And all these stories were created at the Council of Nicene, 432 AD, something like that. Pardon. To make it an organized religion. If you study the Bible, which I have not, because I know it, if that Bible was not a Bible, it would be banned in South Africa. Because you have everything in there. You have sodomy, you have rape, you have cutting off the heads, and you know it all. I mean, I don't need to repeat this all. But there are 24 important words in the Bible that you must really concentrate upon, that were really spoken by Jesus. The rest were done by the cardinals to create this and formulate religion. And I don't know, in some lecture I have said the two richest institutions in the world is an insurance company, which promises you a lot of money after you're dead, and religion that promises you heaven after you're dead. I do not want that. I want you to experience heaven on earth now. Yeah. And it is simple. By doing your spiritual practices, okay? By formulating or reformulating your thoughts, looking at things from a greater positive attitude. As I said before, what's wrong with sunshine? What's wrong with rain? They're both the same. One creates the other. And when this idea is formulated in your minds, you will find heaven on earth. Because there is no heaven that is rubbish. There's no such place in space that one could describe as heaven. No such thing. Heaven is here in the heart. How peaceful you are, how happy you are, how tranquil you are, how kind you are, how compassionate you are, how giving and forgiving you are. That are the ingredients of heaven. Don't think after you leave the body that you're going to go to some place called heaven. No such place. You know, this one guy, I don't know if I told you the story before or somewhere else, doing thousands and thousands of lectures. I never remember. You see, this guy, well, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Right, fine. I've got the wrong kind of thing on. The handsomest guru, bull. You see, this guy was a good man, and he died. So he reached the pearly gates. And of course, St. Peter was sitting at the gate. Good. And he said, my name is ABC. So they checked the books. They say, sorry, you've come to the wrong place. We don't find your name on the books. But perhaps you should go to the other place, over the road, you know, the hot place. So he said, no, sir. I've lived such a good life. I've done all charitable works. I've been kind. I've been compassionate. I've done everything I could for humankind and animals and all that. You know. So here, St. Peter gets onto the computer and tries to, punch out. Well, Sujay will know more about computers than what I do. Right, fine. And he says, sorry, we can't find your name here at all. You are in the wrong place. But wait a minute. Because this guy insisted, that, look, I've lived such a good life and I should be here. At the pearly gates. So he says, well, hold on. Then he went to the big computer. And he checked on there and he found the name. He came back and told Mr. ABC, you're 3 years too early up here. But by the way, who was your doctor? I'm a doctor of the human soul. It's my job to uplift, to bring people around the world to a greater realization of themselves. And the main realization is this, that always confirm to yourself that I am divine. Each and every one of you are divine. You are the product of divinity. So how can you be anything else? You cannot be anything else. Now, if you have this idea, this thought in your minds, you'll find your day will go better. You'll feel stronger. You'll have more self-confidence within yourself. And you'll feel yourself a better person. And it is so simple that the Creator, if you would like to call him that, or the divine energy, cannot produce anything contrary to it. Because the manifester only manifests. Like the fire gives off heat. Now, can you separate the heat from the fire? Oh, no, you can't. They're together. Because without the fire, the heat won't be there. So, you are a manifestation of divinity. Remember that. And your life would become more pleasant, more joyful, and enjoyable as well. So here is the secret. Most people in the world are so externalized. Oh, I have a beautiful settee and I have a beautiful chair and I've got a beautiful stove, with a top oven and I don't know what all. I don't know these things. These ladies would know more about it than I. Your mind is centered there. Nothing wrong. I do not object to that. What is to be practical has to be practical. But at least take your mind inside you too and find that inner peace that is within you. And you will find everything outside you more enjoyable. Because that force, that inner force that is there, will lighten up your life. It will make the flower more fragrant of your life, the flower of your life. It will become more fragrant. How many of you can really smell a flower and get its true essence? Very few. Because when you smell a flower, do you know what you're doing? The fragrance that's emanated from the flower is part of the flower. And the fragrance is made of the atoms contained in the flower. And that is what you're imbibing. Yes. Same thing with divinity. You are the fragrance of that divine flower. Enjoy it. Every breath you take comes from the fragrance of that divinity. Always. What's your time, dear? I haven't got my watch. 11:45, So, thank you, my son. Good. Now sit back and relax. Stretch your legs, because I don't want to stretch your brains too much, as I always say. Light up a cigarette, do what you want to, have a glass of water, go and have a pee if you want to. Thank you, dear. Good shot. Thank you very much. As I told you before, I'm not a pedestal guru. I'm a brother, a friend, a father. And I relax with my family. Why not? And why not? And when you regard me as a friend, a brother, a father, you'll feel more relaxed. Not that guy that would sit up there, somewhere up there, talking a whole lot of bullshit. That's not me. I'm very homely, very humble, and very simple. That's me. You know, once I had a chance of listening to that Maharishi's what? SCI course, 33 lectures or something. And after listening to the 33, I didn't understand a bloody word. That's not with me. I appeal to your hearts, to your souls. I appeal to your understanding and try and uplift all three aspects of it with total simplicity and yet with the profoundest philosophy. Well, that's the teacher, the true teacher. I can sit here, for example, and go into meditation and not say a word, and not say a single word, and you will leave this room totally different. Why? What are the mechanics? Is the spiritual force that emanates all the time. It's not me, I'm just an instrument of my Father. And you all can do the same. You all have the capacity. But the capacity is clouded in opacity. So the true light that is within yourself is not shining through in its full glory. It's opaque. And that is what we want to get rid of by proper understanding and by our spiritual practices. And the opaqueness will disappear. The glass will become clear, so that the true light, the kingdom of heaven within you, the true light will shine through you. And then you enjoy life. What a beautiful life. Such great joy. Joy is not the word, really. Bliss. That's what you need. That's what you want in your life. It's not difficult, really. It's so simple. Just that little bit of effort required. 20 minutes, half an hour in the morning, 20 minutes, half an hour in the evening. You're okay. And you'll find it all. There is nothing in this world that you cannot have if you know how to demand it with a concentrated mind. And when your mind is concentrated through your practices, you become deserving. And when you're deserving, you demand, and it is there for you. So people go moping around and are depressed and go through bouts of depressions and become psychotics and neurotics. Not necessary at all. Look, I treat so many patients around the world, And it's not necessary at all. But you have to do your bit and leave the rest to me. For it shall be done. So be it. That's a beautiful phrase, so be it. But how many people realize the meaning of so be it? Because you do not know what it is. That it, which is indescribable, neither male nor female, is within you. That spiritual force. That is it. So be it. In other words, it means become it. Become it. And the whole universe is yours. I know the universe. I've gone through it all. And I don't talk from books. I talk from personal experience all the time. That's my life. And that is how I live. Do you think it's easy to sleep in a different bed every couple of nights? Huh? You can hardly get used to the bed and get rested. Do you think it's easy to travel from country to country to country with different water and change of weather? Eating foods that you're not used to? Although 5-star, everywhere I go, it's 5-star. But it's not something that I'm used to. And then thousands of miles of traveling, okay. Jet lags, you name it. But I do it because it is my dharma to bring the message of love and peace to humanity. You must read some of my books. There have been some written on me. And Vidya's having one published in April, new one. There's another one coming out, a book of my poetry. Well, and Ramon Carballo Sanchez, the Spanish psychiatrist, he's doing one on my satsangs, compiling it and putting it together, editing it. Well, thank you. See, I get so absorbed and lost, That's another secret of life. In anything you do, have total absorption. And absorption comes from a concentrated mind. Yes. I even forget, I light up a cigarette, I even forget to put out the ash because I'm so absorbed. Try and be that. I do not only teach by words, but by my life, as I told you before, I think. And that is how it should be. Because when you're absorbed in any activity, you will perform that activity to its fullest level. A scattered brain cannot, but with total absorption. You can achieve wonders in this world, and you all have the right to do it. I'm no better than you. We are the same. We are one family. The only difference is this, that I've traveled to the goal, and you are still traveling. Some of you are 20 miles away, some 10 miles away, some 5 miles away, to reach the end, the total realization of divinity. But you will all reach there. That is for sure, because that is your destiny. And you do not need to wait for 20 million lifetimes, huh? You do it in this lifetime. And that is why I am here, to show you the path. Excuse me. I do not promise you self-realization, but at least what I can do is to put you on the right path to self-realization. The rest you have to do on your own. But as long as you're put on the path, that is important. Importante. Yes. That is how it works. Life is so simple. What's that old saying of mine, dear?
So simple to be happy, but so difficult to us.
It's so simple to be happy, but so difficult to be simple. Remember that. And the greater the simplicity you develop in life, the sooner would you reach the goal of life. And the goal of life is that wonderful, wondrous, glorious bliss of having that divine energy, divinity, call it God, whatever you want to call it, to be with your side all the time. And then how can you go wrong? If he is there by your side, you can never go wrong.